Church doors exploded open exactly 47 seconds before the Mafia boss was supposed to say "I do." Rain and cold wind rushed violently into Saint Laurent Cathedral. Every guest turned toward the entrance, and standing there in a blood-stained wedding dress was the bride everyone thought was already dead. Gasps ripped through the cathedral. The violinists stopped playing instantly. Even the armed guards near the altar looked confused, because Isabella Romano, the woman scheduled to marry Adrian Moretti, looked terrified. Her expensive white gown was torn, mascara streaked down her face, and blood covered one side of her shoulder. She staggered forward desperately. "Adrian," she cried weakly. The entire cathedral froze, because Adrian Moretti was already standing at the altar beside another woman, a woman wearing Isabella's wedding veil, a woman nobody recognized. The fake bride slowly turned around, and for the first time since entering the cathedral, fear flashed across her face. The real bride had arrived, but before anyone could speak, boom, a sniper bullet exploded through the stained glass windows. Chaos erupted instantly. People screamed. Security guards pulled weapons. Another bullet shattered marble beside the altar. Then, suddenly, the fake bride threw herself in front of Adrian Moretti. The bullet tore straight through her shoulder. Blood splattered across the white marble floor. The cathedral exploded into panic. Women screamed and dropped beneath pews. Billionaires shoved each other trying to escape. Bodyguards fired toward nearby rooftops while broken glass rained from above. And standing in the middle of the chaos, Adrian Moretti stared down at the fake bride bleeding in his arms. The mysterious woman coughed painfully, then whispered something that made his blood run cold. "They're inside your family." Another gunshot thundered through the cathedral. Adrian immediately pulled her behind the altar as bullets ripped through wooden pews. His men returned fire instantly. Smoke filled the church. Somewhere nearby, guests cried hysterically. The real bride, Isabella Romano, screamed as guards dragged her toward safety. But Adrian barely noticed, because the woman bleeding beside him had just saved his life, and he still didn't know her name. The fake bride gripped his arm weakly. "You need to leave." Blood stained her lips. Now, Adrian's gray eyes darkened. He turned toward his head of security. "Seal every exit." "Yes, boss. No one leaves this cathedral alive until I know who ordered this attack." The guards immediately obeyed. That single command sent terror through the remaining guests, because everybody inside Saint Laurent Cathedral understood one terrifying truth about Adrian Moretti. When betrayed, he became merciless. Another sniper bullet slammed into the altar inches from Adrian's head. The fake bride suddenly grabbed his collar hard. "Listen to me," she hissed through pain. "The shooters aren't the real problem." Adrian stared at her intensely. "Then what is?" Her eyes trembled slightly. "There's a bomb." Silence. Heavy silence. Even the gunfire outside suddenly felt distant. Adrian's expression changed instantly. "How much time?" The fake bride swallowed hard. "Less than 10 minutes. Every guard nearby stiffened. Panic spread rapidly. One of Adrian's men shouted, "We need immediate evacuation." But Adrian remained terrifyingly calm. "Where's the bomb?" The fake bride hesitated, then looked directly into his eyes. "I'll tell you." Another painful breath. "After you promise not to kill me." That caught Adrian's attention immediately. Interesting. Very interesting. Most people begged for mercy around him. This woman negotiated, even while bleeding, even while dying. Adrian crouched closer. His voice lowered dangerously. "You infiltrated my wedding." His gaze sharpened. "You lied to everyone here." Another step closer. "And somehow you know about an assassination and a bomb." The fake bride met his stare without fear. "Yes." Adrian's jaw tightened. "So give me one reason not to put a bullet in your head right now." The woman smiled weakly, despite the blood running down her shoulder. "Because I'm the only reason you're still alive." For 2 long seconds, Adrian said nothing. Then suddenly, the cathedral lights went black. Complete darkness swallowed the church. Screams erupted instantly. Emergency lights flickered red overhead. And then, a slow mechanical beeping echoed somewhere beneath the floor. Beep, beep, beep. The fake bride closed her eyes. Oh God. Adrian grabbed her arm. Where is it? In the crypt. The beeping accelerated. Adrian turned instantly toward his men. Evacuate everybody now. The guards moved immediately. Guests stampeded toward emergency exits. Some cried, some prayed, others simply ran. But Adrian stayed beside the fake bride. He ripped part of the altar cloth and wrapped it tightly around her bleeding shoulder. You're coming with me. Her eyes widened slightly. You should leave me. You saved my life. His voice turned cold. That makes you my responsibility. Another explosion rocked the cathedral. Dust rained from the ceiling. The fake bride looked genuinely shocked now, because Adrian Moretti wasn't supposed to protect people. He was supposed to use them, destroy them, manipulate them. That was the reputation haunting Manhattan. Yet, here he was, carrying her through a collapsing cathedral while gunfire echoed outside. The world suddenly tilted as Adrian lifted her into his arms. Strong, effortless, dangerous. The fake bride stared at him in disbelief. What are you doing? Saving the woman who took a bullet for me. Another explosion thundered behind them. Adrian's men forced open a hidden stone door near the altar. An underground tunnel appeared beneath the cathedral. The surviving guests disappeared into the darkness below. Adrian carried the fake bride into the tunnel, just as another sniper round shattered the cross hanging above the altar. The stone door slammed shut behind them. Silence swallowed the tunnel. Only the sound of distant explosions echoed faintly overhead. Emergency lights flickered weakly along the underground walls. Adrian finally lowered the fake bride carefully onto a wooden bench. Up close, she looked even more striking. Dark curls framed her face. Sharp, intelligent eyes. Smooth brown skin glowing beneath flashing red emergency lights. Even injured, she radiated dangerous composure. Adrian studied her carefully. You still haven't told me your name. The woman looked up slowly. Naomi. Last name. A pause. Carter. Adrian noticed the hesitation instantly. Lie. But he said nothing. Instead, he removed his black suit jacket and pressed it against her wound. Naomi winced sharply. You should hate me, she whispered. Adrian's expression remained unreadable. Why? Because I deceived you. You saved my life. Another pause. That currently outweighs the deception. Naomi stared at him strangely, as if trying to understand what kind of man he truly was. Because nothing about Adrian Moretti made sense. The media painted him as a ruthless monster. Federal agencies called him untouchable. Rival organizations feared him, but the man sitting beside her now looked different, cold, dangerous, but not cruel. Another explosion shook dust from the ceiling. Adrian's head of security approached quickly. Boss, we have a problem. Adrian looked up sharply. What now? The bomb squad found military-grade explosives under the cathedral. How long? 3 minutes. Naomi immediately stood, despite the pain. We need to move now. The guard frowned suspiciously. You seem to know a lot about this attack. Naomi ignored him. Instead, she looked directly at Adrian. They're hurting everyone exactly where they want them. Adrian narrowed his eyes. What do you mean? Naomi pointed deeper into the underground tunnel. The evacuation route. Realization hit Adrian instantly. Trap. The tunnel wasn't an escape route. It was a kill zone. Adrian turned toward his men immediately. Stop the evacuation. Too late. A massive explosion ripped through the underground tunnel ahead. The entire corridor shook violently. Screams echoed through the darkness. Dust and smoke flooded the air. The lights died completely. People panicked instantly. Somebody shouted, "The tunnel collapsed!" Another guard yelled, "We're trapped underground." Children cried somewhere in the darkness. The surviving wedding guests were now buried beneath Manhattan with a Mafia boss, while assassins waited above ground. Adrian slowly turned toward Naomi, and for the first time since meeting her, he saw genuine fear in her eyes, not fear for herself, fear for him, which meant only one thing. This attack was far bigger than anybody realized. And somewhere above the burning cathedral, someone powerful was making absolutely certain Adrian Moretti never escaped alive. If he survived tonight, everything about his empire would change forever, because the fake bride hiding deadly secrets was about to become the most dangerous woman in New York City.